and welcome to Know Your Representative, a fact-finding program designed to showcase the developmental and empowerment program lawmakers have implemented in their constituency. This is Zuru, the hometown of Senator Ibinala. He is the senator representing Kebbi South Senatorial District. My name is Maria Olashainde. Join me as I take you through some of his developmental projects, empowerment and policies that he has put in place and his people are benefiting from.
Do you know the constituency projects of your representatives? Well, today we're going to beam our searchlight on the people of Kebbi State and the lawmaker representing Kebbi South Senatorial District, Senator Bala Ibn Na'ala. Senator Na'ala hails from the Wasugu ruling house and was born on the 22nd of July 1962. A lawyer who cut his teeth in the profession as a legal advisor for the 32 Field Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army in 1986. He also served as a senior magistrate in the Sokoto State Judiciary in 1988. Senator Na'ala worked as a staff officer in Assets and Investigation Department of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency. He made his debut at the National Assembly as a two-term member of the House of Representatives from 2003 to 2011. He got elected into the Senate in 2015 as the lawmaker representing Kebbi South constituency. From 2015 till date, the lawmaker has embarked on many laudable projects in health, education, and the provision of solar panels for electricity. Now, in his second term in the Senate, the lawmaker shows no sign of slowing down.
As far as Zuru Emirate is concerned, this is the first time in history we have a senator that is truly representing the people of Zuru. We have seen it, it's beyond rhetorics. Things are on ground for everybody to see. You may decide, or maybe you have done it already. You can go and take the documentary, and that is why we even intend to award him for that. If you have a father, you cannot say that this is enough for me. In as much as we say thank you, we also ask for more.
The people of Zuru, Danko, Wasagu, Yauri have been positively impacted by the provision of basic amenities. In a bid to boost healthcare delivery in his constituency, Senator Na'ala renovated some medical centers in Yauri and Zuru and also provided standard medical equipment to these facilities.
These are modern beds, one of its kind in a facility like this. They serve a dual purpose, especially for patients with cardiac failure, heart failure. You can to raise the beds to support them so that they breathe well. And for patients with pedal edema, swelling of the limbs, you can actually raise the limbs so that the swelling will also reduce. The bed is just okay with a side rest, both sides, to support the patient, especially a patient that is having a challenge of restlessness. So you can have a place to restrain the patient to sleep.
He took it a notch higher by providing a boat ambulance for those in the riverine areas in Yauri and 7 brand new ambulances in Kayan, Iridaji, Nachi, Garimbaka, Shanga to enable the people get faster access to medical attention.
The senator is doing a lot in terms of infrastructural development, supply of equipment to our facilities, and with what he's doing, I can assure you that an end in maternal mortality in Kebbi State is in sight, especially Zuru Zone. We have a reduction in the rate of maternal mortality and child health. The senator is doing a lot, and we appreciate, and most of this equipment are in place and we have access to them, and it will go a long way in improving the health.
Alhamdulillah, na gode ma Allah yadda Allah ya sa balana Allah ya kawo kaya a wannan asibiti, ya kawo shi a dakin haihuwa. Ana haihuwa, mata da yawa suna zuwa suna haihuwa. Ana samun yara cikin koshin lafiya, ana musu magani kala-kala. Kowa ya zo ya haihu lafiya, ya tafi lafiya. Muna godiya ga Allah, muna godiya ga Bala na Allah, Ubangijin Allah ya kara mishi albarka.
Gaskiya godiya mu zuwa gare shi bai da iyaka. Domin irin matsalan da muke ciki da asibiti ya yi mana nisa, akwai matsaloli da yawa. In an tashi sai mun isa Zuru domin jinya. Amma domin alherin da shi mai girma Senator Bala ya kawo mana, gaskiya muna da godiya sosai kuma muna da farin ciki. Musamman shiyoyin mata masu haihuwa. Gaskiya da akwai mace-macen mata sosai.
Behind me is Amina Kura Memorial Hospital. The hospital was provided by Senator Bala Ibinala for the people of Garin Baka community. This hospital serves as a memorial to Amina Kura, who lost her life as a result of an accident that happened during the 2015 presidential election.
Senator Naala has put up a health center for the people in Magoro and Nachi because it was becoming extremely difficult for them to have access to medical care. The senator believes that the provision of quality healthcare for people in the remote areas would not have been possible if constituency funds were not made available to execute these lofty projects.
Babu senator ko senate chairman district president da senate ba shi ayyukan da Bala da Allah wannan maganar zan ci haka take babu wani senator da za a kawo ko da senate president ne a nuna ayyukan da yake yi game da wannan haka babu.
Welcome back. You're still watching Know Your Representative. My guest is Senator Bala Ibinala. He is the senator representing Kebbi South Senatorial District. Thanks for joining us on Know Your Representative.
Thank you very much.
Recently, I visited your constituency and I discovered that there's a connect between you and your constituents. How did you achieve this?
Well, you see, I have perfect idea of what I came to do in the National Assembly. I equally had a very good understanding of what my people needed as at the time they took the decision to vote me into National Assembly. So if you blend these two, it means you have no option than to make yourself available for what is referred to as selfless service. And then once you render selfless service, then the appreciation is only natural from the people you represent.
While I was in Zuru and Yaori, I saw the things you did for your people, like the boat ambulance and 20-seater buses and other things. Recently, I read where a lawmaker said he chooses to spend his constituency allowance the way he pleases. Why did you decide to spend yours the way you did for your people?
I came from an area that has long been neglected. For whatever reason, we have the misfortune of being like under the ladder. And there were a lot of agitations from the constituency, which were not too good for the country as far as I'm concerned. And as a leader, your first priority is to try and see how you can assuage those feelings, how you can reduce those agitations to meaningful dialogue, so that your people can understand the fact that it was not a deliberate neglect, but that there was some form of deficit in the leadership issue. And then you are now here to provide that missing link. And that exactly informed why I felt whatever has been given to me, whatever I have struggled to get from the national body to take to my constituency, either I have taken it plus what I have added, or at least what has been given to them has been given to them. So that really informs the basis of my decision to spend whatever I have, including what I can raise, to ensure that those services that were badly needed by my people are at least provided for the purpose of the comfort of the constituents.
What does it take to go around those constituencies? From Zuru to Yauri to Sakaba. What does it take to do that?
It's commitment to service. Leadership is about selfless service. And once you can render that, like I have told you, the respect comes naturally from the people. They know. They have never had it before like that. And therefore, now that they are beginning, in any case, the party under the platform under which I contested election will promise change. So that's why I told you I was perfectly aware of what I was coming to do in the National Assembly. And I was in a very, very good position to appreciate the needs of my people and their expectations. So as a leader, what I did was to really address those expectations so that at least I can proudly look at them and say, I have brought change that I have promised to you under our party. And that's exactly what informed that. But I think most importantly, I have a covenant with my God. You understand, as a leader, I took the Quran, I swore by the Quran that I will uphold the Constitution. And then the Constitution itself provided the framework of governance. And what does it say? That the welfare of people shall be the primary responsibility of government. So that means I have an obligation to look at the welfare of my people, and that informs my decision to ensure that those things are provided. I'm sure when you went to Yauri and saw the boat ambulance, you will have appreciated what the people were going through before the provision of that boat ambulance to cross that river with a pregnant woman, you understand, or with somebody who is terribly sick, and then it has to take him about 2 hours to cross, when you can make provision for him to cross within reasonable time of 20 minutes to be able to be attended to medically.
Recently, the President Muhammadu Buhari, said there is little to show for the over 1 trillion naira budgeted for the National Assembly for constituency projects in the last 10 years. And you are part of the National Assembly for the past 10 years. Do you agree with this?
No, it's not an issue of agreement with him. He is the president of the country. He has report coming from every nook and cranny of this country. But you have been to my constituency. Can you, in all honesty, say that there is little to show by way of constituency project? Can you, in all honesty, say so? So there is a lot to show. So which means that when he is talking from the standpoint of the nation in general. But I'm sure if he were to speak on the issue of Kebbi South, he will say there is much to show. And people are aware that there is much to show, and you have been there, you have seen that there is much to show by way of constituency project in that constituency.
You represented both Zuru and Yauri. The people of Yauri also want a university. Are they likely to get one?
A university is a huge village. It's a university. Don't forget that university is not meant for Sokoto or Kebbi alone. It's meant for the Northwest. So it's only coincidental that it has to be situated in Zuru, and of course not because I happen to come from Zuru, but I have told you the history. As at 1971, we never had anything like politics. So if as at 1971, the wisdom of those who took agriculture seriously identified Zuru as a place to have that kind of facility, it means that that wisdom can only be built upon this government, by this government, for the purpose of that university.
So the people of Yauri should make do with the university in Zuru.
It's closer to Yauri than Ibn Zamfara. And then Yauri itself, you have been there, you have seen their potentialities as far as fishing is concerned. You have seen the international fish market that I happened to complete for them and then put modern equipment there, and you have seen they have put it to use. So the country stands to gain a lot. For example, agriculture includes fishery. If the wisdom of those who are going to establish this university extend to the issue of establishing a mini campus for the purpose of promoting fishery.
Welcome back. You're still watching Know Your Representative. Okay, now, distinguished, tell us what informed the bill you sponsored on the Federal University of Agriculture.
Well, you see, you have been to Zulu again. You've driven from Zulu up to Sakaba, up to Wasagu and the rest. You know that it's truly an agrarian society. And I'm sure you have had the privilege of passing by what is known as College of Agriculture, Zulu. That college was established in 1971 on the recommendation of the Faculty of Agriculture, Ahmadu Bello University area, in recognition, listen to this, in recognition of the contribution of Zulu people as far as agriculture is concerned. So we have huge potentialities derivable from agricultural investment in Zulu. And in any case, we had a president who said he wanted to promote agriculture. And then we had another president before him who said that because of the importance that federal government attaches to agriculture, Federal University of Agriculture should be established in each geopolitical zone of the country. Zulu form part of Northwest. And if this decision can be taken in 1971 to identify Zulu as a veritable place where this College of Agriculture can be sited, it behoves on you to say that it again makes it the most preferable place to site the Federal University of Agriculture. Happily enough, the President has been magnanimous enough to understand the fact that that will bring a lot of goodies to the people and then to the country in general, and he has signed the bill, and we are working day and night to ensure that the university is fully on ground by September 2020, and I'm sure, I have no doubt in my mind, that this country will be too happy to have that kind of university in that place because of what is going to come out after the university takes off in Zulu.
Recently, your colleagues were calling for the sack of the service chiefs, asking the president to sack them or he resigns. What's your take about this?
First, I am bound by the decision of the two houses, being a member of the National Assembly. But my personal opinion of that, I'm entitled to under the Constitution. The issue of insecurity in this country has nothing to do with service chiefs. And it will have been appropriate if you were able to positively point to the inefficiency or ineffectiveness of the service chief in controlling this matter, then you can blame them for it. The second question to ask is that the president being the commander-in-chief, they being loyal members in the armed forces to the commander-in-chief, whether any one of them can just walk to the president and say, I have resigned my appointment. And if he does so, what reason is he going to give? So they are employed at the pleasure of Mr. President. And as long as Mr. President is satisfied that what they are doing is the right thing, I think it will be erroneous to sit down and believe that by the mere experience of sending them away, the insecurity issue will be solved. Now, the question to ask is, in what way can you hold the service chief responsible for the insecurity? In what way? Let me tell you what is happening in this country, that everybody is involving in self-denial in one way or the other. The various injustices that we planted in the past have started manifesting themselves in the various sectors of our society. And the manifestation will be different from geopolitical zone to another. What we have is banditry and then much of kidnapping. Now, our policies that is directed to reposition the country may work in one way to promote that. But the most important thing is that the overall interest of the country is what is being taken into account in making sure that those policies are put in place to ensure a secure future for the country. So no matter how you look at it, you cannot take a decision that will be 100% insulated from consequences. So the natural and probable consequence of certain actions of government will only help in maturing what has already been there, over the years. There is a chain of command in all the armed forces that we have that never put a cap to ideas. You understand? Except if they are saying that, well, the service chiefs are the one that will give the ideas on how to confront this insecurity issue single-handedly, which I don't believe is true. My ordinary understanding of security issues is that the nature and character of a crime to a larger extent will dictate the control strategies to be employed for the purpose of solving that crime.
Finally, before we let you go, the people of Zuru, Yauri, Wasagu, Danko are grateful for what you've done. But just like Oliver Twist, we always want more. What more can you do for your people?
Like I told you, I'm more than happy to do more, and I will continue to do more for my people.
On behalf of management, our profound gratitude and thanks for what you have been able to do for us in giving us a new hospital ambulance, which has augmented the one we already had that has broken down.
Mun gode ma mai gida Sanata Bala Allah bisa ga ayyukan da ya yi muna. Muna matuƙar godiya, ya kawo muna polwaya ta wuta da transformer. Mun ganta wannan zahiri kowa ya gani, wanda yake mutum ko yana ƙiyayya da Bala na Allah idan ya biyo ya ga hanyar ga polwaya ga da aka ɗauko, to ya san da cewa lallai gwamnati ta san da mu. Aikin da ya muna ne a zamanin da yana PDP. To da Allah ya kawo shi kuma mulkin APC, kuma muka taka rawar gani, ya ji labarin aikin da muke yi mishi, har Allah ya kaddari ya tako da kanshi da shi da mai gida Alhaji Garba dan jarida.
Senator Ibn Allah, we thank you so much for what you did here in this hospital, General Hospital, Riba, Danko Wasagu local government in Kebbi State.
You really try for this community. Even the community around this place, like Bedeko, Rumtua, they really appreciate the effort of Senator in the community.
Since the establishment of this center, the women, the pregnant women coming for checkup, in fact the population is what, more than 50 to 70 people that are coming here to take their checkup for pregnancy.
You could remember it was Bala ibn Allah who initiated and passed a bill on the establishment of University of Agriculture, Zuru. He initiated it, and I think it has been accented. So by the grace of God, we are going to have the University of Agriculture in Zuru, where not only Zuru indigenes, not even Kebbi State indigenes, but also neighboring states like Sokoto, Zamfara, Niger, and so on, as our catchment areas will benefit.
That's it on Know Your Representative this week. Join us same time, same station next week as I bring you another lawmaker who has impacted positively in the life of his people at the grassroots level. Thanks for watching. I am Maria Olashendi. Bye for now.